I'm Julie. My journey was, I was diagnosed in August of last year. So it hasn't been quite a year yet. I went on vacation with my mother out to Maine and came back bloated after 2 weeks and gained about 15 pounds. So I called my doctor and said, I don't know if something feels wrong. Something, I think I need to come and see you. So she actually got me in the next 2 days. Went in and saw her. The next day, I was actually doing a CT scan. And the next day, I was at the oncology office. So it was 1, 2, 3. He then took me in for, draining, I guess, the fluid out of me. It took out about 4 liters of fluid out of me and said, okay, we're going to schedule surgery for a week later. And so I went into the hospital, had the surgery, and, he said it was about a 7-hour surgery. And he said, well, you had a lot of tumors. So when the pathology came back, I was diagnosed 3C. And he said, we're glad we caught it when we did, because then it would have progressed if I would have waited a little bit longer. It was very aggressive. And so, yeah, did the debunking surgery and drained a little bit more fluid out of me because I guess it just kept accumulating. And then I had started chemo after that, 6 rounds of chemo. And my last chemo, actually, he was like, my neuropathy was getting worse on my feet. And he was like, and I was having some other symptoms with one of the chemos that he had given me. So he was like, you know what, we can either do one of two things. We can put you in the hospital for the last chemo. You can spend all day there. Or else we can bring some drugs in to make sure that you're going to be okay during the last. So I said, well, I might as well get it done now because, otherwise it was going to be a week out. And I was like, what, just bring in the drugs and we'll see how it goes. And it went fine. So later on, he put me on a maintenance pill now. I'm on Lomparza. And so, that has its own little side effects. I'm tired all the time. I have weekly blood draws now because my blood count has been really low. So he's cut the dose and cut the dose and cut the dose. And finally, I'm on a lower dose of Lomparza because it's messing with my blood. So he's like, I don't want you to get a blood cancer now. Yeah. I said, I've dealt with this basically humor. I said, you ruined my bikini modeling, business. He kind of laughed. I said, what a way to lose weight, though. 20 pounds. So that's it. And I'm, still on Lomparza and still going to see the oncologist monthly and doing weekly blood draws. And that's it so far. So,
well, my journey started in 2018, and it started February. I had bright red bleeding. I was 69 years old, and I said, "This is not normal." So it went away. So then I went on a bridge tournament in 2018 in August, and some more pinkish. I didn't go to the doctor. I said, that went away. Then it happened again. I said, something is wrong. So then I finally went to the doctor, and they said that my CA 125 was like 500 or something like that. So they said they'll have to do the surgery because I thought I was going to have the robotic surgery, but he said it had spread so much that they just took out everything. So they put me on a research drug, and I took that for about a year, I say. And everything was settled for. Then it came back. So then they put me on another drug. I call it the Red Devil. That's what they call it, the Red Devil. So that worked for a minute. And then he said, well, we're going to do a maintenance of this $30,000 pill they give me once a month, and it just made me, I had to get so many blood transfusions. My platelets dropped. It was just terrible. So they took me off that. So they said, we're going to let you rest for a minute. Then it started growing a little bit. So I'm back on chemo now. So this has been 5 years. So I'm happy to be here. So, well, I was glad they found whatever they found and glad to have it to do whatever they had to do, So my doctor's the oncologist, the chemo, the surgeon too. So I was just very happy with my.
That was mine too. My surgeon was my oncologist, which was nice to have all in one,
Yeah. And there's not that many of them.
Yeah.
Is it Dr. Maroney?
No,
no, okay.
Dr. Alter. But I just kind of went, okay, here we go again. I mean, I had breast cancer twice, so. And I went through brain cancer with my daughter, so lung and brain cancer with my father. So it's like, okay, my turn again. Here we go. You got to kind of take it with a grain of salt and go, now what do we do next? I didn't have time to, mourn or whatever. I just kind of went, okay, here we go. Let's, get this taken care of and done with and, hopefully over with one day, maybe. But you still got to live your life. You just can't shut down, because if you shut down, then it just, I don't know. My grandson helped a lot of that. When I went bald, he went, I love your head. And when I started growing my hair back, which it's kind of weird. It's kind of, he calls me fluffy because it's kind of soft and like newborn hair almost.
I joined the Fourth Angel from Cleveland, and I have two. One is a nurse, like I am, and the other one is hers metastasized to her brain. So, and then with this NOCC, so that's it.
Yeah, I actually went online to find if there was anything out there, and then I found this, group. So I kind of joined the virtual group first, jumped on, and then this is actually my first event with them, because I had been with the breast cancer and brain cancer, things in the past, and lung cancer. So I had ovarian cancer to now.
Keep the spirits up. Plan your vacations. My vacations are planned to 2025, so I'm ready for all my vacations.
Oh yeah, definitely keep your spirits up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go cross country this year, but next year I'm going to Oregon to visit my cousins. And I told my daughters, I said, anybody want to come with me? I'm driving. And my youngest daughter went, I will. I said, okay, girls trip, let's go. I've been with my best friend, Lori from Wisconsin. She's been a good supporter of me, and we've actually taken vacations together and stuff like that. She had a stroke a few years back, so after my breast cancer diagnosis, she took me up to Michigan after her, after she got better with her stroke and stuff. Then I took her on a vacation, so we've been kind of back and forth. And
that's good.
Our husbands didn't want to go, so we left them at home and a girls' trip. But no, reach out and definitely, join some organizations, get to know people that are going through the same thing as you. And, it helps. It helps to know, different things, and reach out and find out different things about, your diagnosis, definitely.